This has been a season of crises, one after the other. Economic crisis started in mid-2019, and then it led to a big uprising in October 2019, and then hyperinflation. So we've lost a big part of our purchasing power of our Lebanese pound. And then the pandemic hit. So the pandemic came sort of a crisis upon crisis. So that even made things a lot worse. People have lost their employment, they've lost their livelihood when the pandemic hit. The problem in Lebanon is we have a lot of corruption and incompetence in our political leaders, and our sectarian system does not help with that. So there's a lot of clientism and tribalism. There's no solution in sight. No one is trying to do anything about it. And then on top of all of that, we had the explosion of August 2020, and that really devastated a huge part of Beirut, and that set the economy even more spiraling downwards. So we're a failed state, and in the full sense of the word. It's yeah, we received a lot of funds, and we're still getting some funds as well to help with the people that have suffered from the explosion. And our staff were asking today, okay, how much time do we have to spend this money on the people that are suffering from explosion? So my immediate answer was, before the next explosion, we don't see light at the end of the tunnel, but we see lots of small lights along the tunnel. Time of conflict and time of there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of hopelessness. That's prime time for the gospel. People are looking for a message of hope. People are looking for something that would give them a solid foundation to build their lives on. And our churches are being transformed through these experiences, and we're seeing churches that are responding in ways that we had not seen before. So if you look at it from a gospel perspective, amazing things are happening. And God has been really working on us, transforming us. This applies to ABTS, this applies to the churches in Lebanon as well. When I grew up in Lebanon, the church was very much in survival mode. So was ABTS. We are in a majority non-Christian world. We want to keep safe. So ministry is about us. It's about looking inwards, about self-care, and we're not concerned what happens outside. And I remember growing up during the Civil War, 1975 through 1990, the church was mostly absent from the scene. You can't see the church anywhere in the community doing any kind of work. Today, it's a totally different story. Today, when the explosion happened, and we got a lot of training with the refugee crisis, 10 years of that. So it was very natural for the church to be out there helping with the people that are suffering from the explosion, repairing and feeding and giving out water and healing and praying and loving, and it's incredible. We are tools in the hands of God. We saw that in 2006. We were doing theological education. Then suddenly in July, we had the war between Israel and Hezbollah. So we were doing relief in July and August. And then September, we were back to theological education. So we are learning that God wants us to do this today, we'll do this today. He wants us to do something different tomorrow, we'll do that tomorrow. And the lessons learned from each one of these things will forever shape us.